All right. Uh, peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. A 23-year-old white woman has been charged with shooting a 21-year-old black man in cold blood after he honked this horn at her at a red light. Now, they're calling it a random act of violence or a road rage incident, but I would call it another example of the hatred that white Americans have toward black people just for existing. I want you guys to watch this article and look at the senselessness of this heinous act. Now, this video is fair use for literary and commentary purposes only. Just watch.
Tonight, this 23-year-old woman is behind bars facing a murder charge after police say road rage led to a deadly shooting that's happening on the city's west side. And thanks for joining us first at 4. I'm Rafael Sanchez.
And I'm Aaliyah Blackburn. It's a story we first brought you as breaking news Friday evening. Fox 59's Jesse Wells explains how police say a traffic dispute turned deadly.
According to court records, the victim was stopped behind the suspect at a red light here on 38th Street. After the light turned green and the suspect didn't move, the victim honked his horn. Prosecutors believe that honk enraged the suspect, who fired one shot into the victim's car.
A single bullet hole shattered the back window of this car and claimed the life of 21-year-old Kentrell Settles.
He's loved by so many people, and there's so many people that's going to miss him, and such a precious life was taken for no reason.
Police were called around 2 p.m. Friday to a neighborhood near 38th and Georgetown and found the victim bleeding in the driver's seat. The young man died shortly after being rushed to the hospital.
He didn't do anything wrong, and for it to still happen, I mean, it troubles you.
It's beyond senseless. The victim in this case honks his horn and he ends up losing his life.
This affidavit claims 23-year-old Deborah Benefiel got mad that the victim honked his horn, so she followed him and fired a shot into his car.
The allegation is she couldn't keep her cool at a traffic light.
This is just sad and disappointing that we're seeing this in our society and our culture, where people think it's okay to pick up a firearm and take an action like this and taking one's life.
IMPD officers quickly used license plate readers to track down the suspect's SUV, leading to her arrest for murder and criminal recklessness just a few hours after the shooting.
I'm a huge believer in the license plate readers. It has been a game changer.
Both police and prosecutors hope the case sends a simple message to drivers everywhere.
We have to be patient. We have to be calm.
So it's just a good reminder to everybody to not only keep your cool on the road, and if someone honks their horn, it's not the end of the world, and it should not ever result in gun violence, but those are the allegations here.
After being arrested, the suspect refused to talk to police. She was identified as the shooter by the victim's girlfriend, who was in the car when the shooting took place.
Finally, before the shooting, the suspect did not have any criminal history. She's now being held without bond pending trial. Jesse Wells, Fox 59 News.
All right. And so I'm going to show you another video that an eyewitness gives his versions of events. But here you see that 23-year-old lady, animal, monster, was stopped at a light. And the only thing that the young brother did was toot his horn at her. We've all done that. Hey, go. And then he went around her, probably because she stopped purposely. Okay, you honked your horn at me. Now I'm not moving. So he goes around her, and she ends up following him, as you're going to hear during this next news report. But what stuck out to me, I just had to, it just stuck out like a sore thumb, was that police officer saying it's just so sad and disappointing when someone has to pick up a gun and cause hurt and harm to families, and we need to learn how to be patient. I know you're not talking, officer. As many times that we have seen police officers use violence as the first resort in the performance of their duties, but you can actually look in this lady's eyes and just see pure evil. She did not talk to police. Also, they're already trying to give her the white pass. She's never been in trouble before. Already. But listen to this article, which describes how she chased this man and his girlfriend before firing that fatal shot.
Murder and criminal recklessness charges are filed in a deadly road rage shooting in Indianapolis. Prosecutors say this is the kind of violence that police are seeing far too often. News 8's Malia Vanostrand reports. Malia.
Prosecutor Mears says that a driver became so mad after being honked at a green light that they followed another driver before opening fire. This is 23-year-old Deborah Benefiel, who was behind the wheel when prosecutors alleged that she followed the driver who honked at her, yelled and made gestures at him before pulling out a gun and shooting into his car, hitting him in the chest. The victim, 21-year-old Kentrell Settles, later died at the hospital.
To me, this case just illustrates the challenge that we face. The person that we charged with murder, this is her very first arrest. Her very first charge is going to be for murder.
The incident happened around 2 p.m. on October 17th at the area of West 38th Street and Georgetown Road. The victim was driving a gold Chevy Malibu. A witness described what he saw.
The driver was driving like very erratically, and but there was somebody else with a driver, like a lady. She was yelling, she was screaming, she was on a phone with the police, I guess. And after that, they just parked right there, and the police came right away.
After firing her gun, Benefiel drove her car away, but the passenger in the victim's car was able to provide police with a description. She was arrested the same day. As Officer Drew Brown sees it, surveillance technology played a huge factor in providing evidence for the case.
They used automatic license plate readers, as we mentioned, and just using various investigative techniques, these officers were able to put their skill sets together to identify a suspect and make a safe apprehension of that suspect and hold them accountable.
Benefiel could face between 45 to 65 years for her murder charge. Mears says this case of road rage is a little more unique than others.
That's not typically how these cases progress. Usually you see more of an interaction. Usually you see multiple steps that kind of lead up or escalate to the point where gun violence is being used. That's not the allegation here at all.
And continue doing our part to drive down violence in the community, to hold those that are inflicting this sort of damage on families. We as a community have to look inward and do better.
Mears hopes this case serves as a reminder to think before you act and to remember there are much better ways to handle conflict than possibly taking a life. In studio, I'm Malia Vanostrand for Wish TV.
All right. So there you see the eyewitness saying that the driver was driving erratically and the girlfriend was on the phone, probably with the police. And when the individual fired the shot, she drove away, but the girlfriend was able to provide some information that allowed her to be identified. Once again, that man in the suit was talking about, once again, how she's never been in trouble. Her first charge is going to be for murder. What does it matter if she's never been in trouble if she just took a man's life for no reason at all? And once again, that police officer is echoing the one in the first clip. But we have to do better. We have to look inside ourselves and make a better community. Well, we need to start with the police officer first, even though this is not one of those videos where we have to highlight police violence. We've made enough of those videos on this channel for you not to be talking about, reducing violence and being a better community. Nevertheless, once again, this 23-year-old woman, she appeared in court after the shooting. Now I'm going to play you this last clip in court, which she looks very, very unbothered. Check this out.
Woman accused of a fatal road rage shooting appeared before a judge for the first time today. 23-year-old Deborah Benefiel walked into court this morning, as you see right there, charged with murder. Police tell us this whole thing began when 21-year-old Kentrell Settles and his girlfriend were in a car waiting to turn at 38th and Georgetown. The light turned green, but Benefiel, who was in the car in front, didn't go. So police say the Settles, he honked his horn and drove around the car. Investigators say Benefiel followed the couple, and they say she shot through their back window, hitting Settles. He died at the hospital.
This was literally just a simple honk of the horn between two people who didn't know each other, a seemingly insignificant incident that happens every day in our community. Only this time someone lost their life.
In court today, Benefiel was given a no-contact order against Settles' girlfriend and was not granted bond due to the murder charge. Benefiel did say she had a meeting today to hire an attorney.
All right. And so there you see her in court. Just like whatever. I did it. And the only reason I can think that she did it was because who was this black man blowing at me? Followed him down, hunted him down with hatred, murder, malice in her heart. Rest to the peace to the young brother. But once again, this is just an example of white rage. And they're going to cloak it as, road rage incident or somebody who just couldn't keep their cool. But I doubt if it was a white person who blew at her like that she would have took that stance. But, the scripture speaks of, black people being a byword amongst the people. Everybody will come against us, the children of Israel. And so that is who we are in this world. And until we submit to the Most High. 2 Chronicles 7:14 said, if my people are called by my name, humble themselves, turn from thy wicked ways, seek my face. Then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and then I will heal their land. And so we have to play a part in this. We are, a very integral part of this systematic oppression and violence that we have been subject to. So in this world, we see that, we are, an open target, amongst everyone. Police, white women on the road, white men while you cutting your grass. There's just an all-out assault on blackness in this day and time. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. You see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings.